Ladies and gentlemen, today, let us explore an ancient yet profoundly transformative concept, gratitude. Not as a fleeting moment of polite acknowledgement, but as a way of being a lens through which we can rediscover the beauty and wonder of our existence. Gratitude begins with a simple realization we are all interconnected, woven into the same fabric of life. Every breath we take is a gift from the trees. Every step we walk is supported by the earth. And every experience we have is shaped by the countless lives that came before us. When we truly understand this interconnectedness, we see that gratitude is not just an emotion, it is a recognition of our place in the great dance of being. Yet how often do we focus on what we lack? We become fixated on the empty spaces in our lives, convinced that happiness lies just beyond the next achievement, the next possession, the next relationship. But this is an illusion. Gratitude reminds us that we are already whole. It shifts our gaze from what is missing to what is here, revealing a richness that was always present but overlooked. To practice gratitude is to awaken to the present moment. It is to find wonder in the mundane, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a friend, the silence of the night. These moments are not small, they are profound. Gratitude teaches us that life's greatest treasures are often the ones we take for granted. And as we embrace this practice, something remarkable happens. The world begins to change. Not because the world itself is different, but because our perception of it transforms. What once seemed ordinary becomes extraordinary. What once felt insufficient becomes abundant. This is the alchemy of gratitude. It turns what we have into enough. But gratitude does not stop with us. It ripples outward, touching everyone we encounter. A kind word, a genuine smile, a heartfelt thank you, these acts of gratitude create a chain reaction, spreading positivity and connection far beyond our immediate circles. So let us pause and breathe in this moment. Let us give thanks for the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown, the joys and even the challenges. For in gratitude we find not only peace but the power to transform our lives and perhaps the world. Thank you. Gratitude begins with a profound realization that we are not solitary beings, isolated in our own existence, but rather threads intricately woven into the vast, interconnected tapestry of life. This interconnectedness is not merely a poetic notion, but an undeniable reality that manifests in every aspect of our existence. To see this clearly is to understand that gratitude is not a mere courtesy or a momentary feeling, but an acknowledgement of the profound unity that underlies all things. From the moment we take our first breath, we are sustained by forces beyond ourselves. The oxygen we inhale is a gift from the trees and plants that transform sunlight into life-giving air through processes that have been in motion for billions of years. This exchange is not transactional but deeply symbiotic, a silent partnership between beings that may never directly meet, but whose fates are forever intertwined. When we pause to consider this, gratitude arises not as an obligation, but as an awakening to the unseen relationships that sustain us. Consider the food we eat, the water we drink, the clothes we wear. Each of these arises from countless hands and forces working in concert. The bread on our table begins as a seed planted in soil that was nourished by generations of decayed life. It grows, tended by farmers who rise before dawn, shaped by rain clouds that drift across continents, and harvested by machines crafted from metals mined from the earth. The journey from seed to sustenance is a chain of connections so vast and intricate that no single person could ever comprehend its entirety. Yet each link in this chain plays its part, culminating in the simple act of nourishment. Gratitude, then, is not only for the bread itself, but for the immense, unseen network of life that brings it to us. Even our thoughts and ideas, those private flickers of insight that we often claim as uniquely our own, are shaped by others. Language, for instance, a tool handed down to us by countless generations. Every word we speak carries the weight of history, shaped by cultures, conflicts, migrations, and exchanges that stretch back to the dawn of humanity. When we express gratitude, we often think of it as personal, but even our capacity to articulate thanks is a gift from those who came before us. The interdependence that gratitude reveals is not limited to the material world. Emotionally and spiritually, we are shaped by those around us. Our joys are amplified by shared laughter, our sorrows eased by the comfort of a friend. Even in solitude, we are never truly alone, for we carry within us the echoes of those who have touched our lives. The lessons of a mentor, the love of a parent, the support of a stranger, these moments leave indelible marks, shaping who we are and how we see the world. This interconnectedness extends beyond the human realm to encompass all living beings. The bird that sings outside your window, the dog that wags its tail at your approach, the trees that provide shade on a hot day, all are participants in this grand symphony of existence. Gratitude invites us to step outside ourselves and listen to this symphony, to recognize that we are not the sole players, but part of an ensemble far greater than we can imagine. Yet the interconnected nature of existence does not merely imply that we are sustained by others, it also reminds us that we sustain others in turn. The energy we put into the world, whether positive or negative, ripples outward, affecting lives we may never encounter. A kind gesture, a thoughtful word, even a moment of patience, these acts may seem insignificant, but they contribute to the invisible web of support that binds us all. Gratitude helps us see this web, not as a static structure, but as a living, breathing entity that we are both a part of and responsible for. When we begin to view the world through the lens of gratitude, the boundaries between self and other start to blur. The lines that separate me from you, human, from nature giver, from receiver, dissolve, revealing a unity that has always been present but often goes unnoticed. This shift in perception is not merely intellectual, it is deeply felt. It changes how we move through the world, transforming mundane interactions into opportunities for connection and appreciation. In this way, gratitude is both humbling and empowering. It humbles us by showing how dependent we are on forces beyond our control, yet it empowers us by revealing the role we play in this interconnected dance. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to the whole. To live in gratitude is to recognize this truth and to let it guide our choices, our relationships, and our understanding of the world. The beauty of interconnectedness lies in its universality. It transcends boundaries of culture, language, and belief, reminding us that at our core, we are all the same beings moving through a shared journey of life, interwoven with one another in ways both seen and unseen. Gratitude is the thread that makes this tapestry visible, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary, and the individual into the universal. Human experience is often marked by a persistent sense of incompleteness. There is a deep-seated belief that we are always just one step away from fulfillment, that the next achievement, possession, or milestone will finally make us whole. This feeling of lack drives much of what we do, shaping our desires, ambitions, and even our sense of self-worth. But this notion, compelling as it may seem, is rooted in an illusion, a mirage that keeps us endlessly chasing, never arriving. This illusion of lack arises from the way we perceive ourselves in relation to the world. We are conditioned to see ourselves as separate entities, fundamentally distinct from the objects and experiences we seek. In this view, happiness becomes a transaction. We must acquire something outside ourselves to fill the perceived void within. Whether it is wealth, status, relationships, or possessions, we fixate on external goals, believing they hold the key to our contentment. Yet, even when we attain them, the satisfaction they bring is fleeting. The momentary high fades, replaced by a new desire, a new chase, a new gap to close. This cycle of longing and temporary fulfillment perpetuates the illusion that we are incomplete. It convinces us that what we need lies perpetually out of reach, just beyond the horizon. Gratitude, however, offers a profound antidote to this endless striving. It reveals a truth that is both simple and transformative: we are already whole. The sense of lack is not an inherent reality, but a distortion of perspective, and gratitude has the power to correct it. To practice gratitude is to shift our focus from what is missing to what is present. It invites us to step back and see the abundance that surrounds us, not in terms of material wealth or external success, but in the simple, often overlooked aspects of life that sustain and enrich us. The air we breathe, the warmth of the sun, the rhythms of our heartbeat, these are not small things. They are profound gifts, freely given, requiring nothing in return. Gratitude brings these gifts into sharp focus, illuminating the richness of the present moment. When we engage in this practice, something remarkable happens. The illusion of lack begins to dissolve. We start to see that much of what we seek is already here, waiting to be noticed. The sense of emptiness that once drove us gives way to a sense of fullness, a recognition that life itself is a source of endless wonder. This shift in perspective is not merely intellectual but deeply experiential. It transforms how we relate to ourselves and the world around us. Gratitude also challenges the cultural narrative that equates happiness with accumulation. In a society that constantly bombards us with messages of inadequacy, advertisements that tell us we need more, social media that makes us feel we are falling behind, gratitude is a radical act. It breaks the cycle of comparison and consumption, reminding us that our worth is not defined by what we have or achieve. Instead, it lies in our ability to appreciate and engage with the life we already have. This is not to say that gratitude eliminates desire or ambition. On the contrary, it enriches them. When we approach life with a sense of gratitude, our desires are no longer fueled by a sense of lack, but by a sense of possibility. We are motivated not by the need to fill a void, but by the joy of participating in life's unfolding. Ambition, in this context, becomes an expression of creativity and growth, rather than a desperate attempt to prove our worth or secure our happiness. Gratitude also has a unique way of reframing challenges and difficulties. When we see ourselves as incomplete, obstacles appear as further evidence of our inadequacy, reinforcing the belief that we are not enough. But through the lens of gratitude, even life's struggles can be seen as opportunities for growth and connection. They become part of the larger tapestry of our existence, teaching us resilience, empathy, and the value of support from others. This perspective does not diminish the pain of hardship, but allows us to hold it alongside an awareness of the good that persists even in the darkest moments. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to ground us in the present. The illusion of lack often pulls us into the future, convincing us that happiness lies just ahead. Gratitude, however, roots us firmly in the now. It reveals that this moment, however imperfect it may seem, is enough. It allows us to savor life as it is, rather than waiting for some imagined future to bring us fulfillment. This shift is liberating, freeing us from the tyranny of what if and if only, and opening our eyes to the beauty and abundance that surround us. The illusion of lack thrives on comparison between ourselves and others, between what we have and what we want, between who we are and who we think we should be. Gratitude dismantles these comparisons by redirecting our attention to what is uniquely ours. It invites us to celebrate our own journey, our own experiences, our own gifts. In doing so, it fosters a sense of contentment that is independent of external circumstances. This contentment is not complacency, but a deep, unshakable appreciation for life as it is. Gratitude is inextricably tied to the present moment, offering a pathway to fully experience life as it unfolds. The human mind, however, has a tendency to dwell in the past or project into the future, rarely lingering in the now. We replay memories, some fond and others painful, wishing we could alter what has been or relive moments that have slipped away. Similarly, we look to the future with hope or anxiety, imagining scenarios that often never materialize. This constant oscillation between past and future creates a sense of restlessness, as though the present is merely a bridge, something to endure until we arrive at a better time or place. Yet life itself exists only in the present. The past is but a memory, a story we tell ourselves, shaped by perception and often incomplete. The future, on the other hand, is a projection, an unknown realm that exists only in our imagination. The present moment, fleeting and ephemeral, is the only reality we truly inhabit. Gratitude, when practiced with intention, anchors us in this reality. It shifts our focus from what was or what might be to what is, inviting us to engage with life as it is happening. To feel gratitude is to awaken to the richness of the moment, to see the extraordinary in what often appears ordinary. A cup of tea, steaming and fragrant in your hands, becomes a source of wonder. The sound of rain against a window, the laughter of a child, the texture of a favorite sweater, these are experiences that often go unnoticed in the rush of daily life. Yet, when viewed through the lens of gratitude, they reveal themselves as small miracles, reminders of life's quiet abundance. The present moment is where all of life's beauty resides, but it is also where its challenges confront us. Gratitude does not deny these challenges. It does not pretend that life is without difficulty or pain. Instead, it allows us to face these realities with a sense of presence and acceptance. When we are grateful, we do not try to escape the moment, even when it is uncomfortable. We sit with it, acknowledging its truth and seeking the lessons it may offer. This practice of being present and grateful transforms our relationship with time. The past no longer weighs us down with regret or nostalgia, for we understand that it has shaped who we are, but no longer defines us. The future no longer fills us with fear or longing, for we recognize that it is beyond our control. What remains is the now vibrant and alive, waiting to be experienced. Gratitude becomes a bridge to this awareness, a way of fully inhabiting the space we are in. The simplicity of the present moment often deceives us into thinking it is unremarkable. We live in a culture that glorifies achievement, urgency, and constant motion, leading us to believe that value lies in doing rather than being. Gratitude challenges this mindset by reminding us that some of life's most profound experiences are found in stillness. It encourages us to pause, to breathe, to notice. In this pause, we discover that the present moment is not empty but brimming with life, a canvas painted with countless details waiting to be seen. When we cultivate gratitude for the present, we also begin to see the interconnectedness of all things. The meal we enjoy in this moment is the culmination of countless acts, the labor of farmers, the forces of nature, the hands of those who prepared it. The air we breathe is shared by every living being, a cycle that has persisted for millennia. The warmth of the sun on our skin connects us to the star that sustains all life on Earth. These connections are always present, but gratitude makes them visible, allowing us to experience a sense of unity with the world around us. Gratitude also has the power to transform mundane routines into sacred rituals. Brushing your teeth, walking to work, folding laundry, these tasks, often performed on autopilot, take on new significance when approached with awareness and appreciation. You begin to notice the sensations, the textures, the rhythms of these actions. They become opportunities to engage with the moment, to find joy in the simplest acts of living. Gratitude infuses these routines with meaning, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. This awareness of the present moment, cultivated through gratitude, also deepens our relationships with others. When we are fully present, we listen more intently, speak more thoughtfully, and connect more authentically. A conversation becomes more than an exchange of words, it becomes a shared experience, a moment of true connection. Gratitude helps us appreciate these interactions for what they are, rather than what we expect them to be, fostering a sense of openness and understanding. In this way, gratitude is not just a practice, but a way of being. It invites us to step out of the constant stream of thought and into the richness of the here and now. It teaches us to see each moment as complete in itself, a microcosm of life's beauty and complexity. Through gratitude, we come to understand that the present moment, however simple or challenging, is enough. It is in this awareness that we find not only peace, but also the capacity to engage fully with life, to live with presence and appreciation for all that is. Gratitude is a transformative force that reshapes the way we perceive the world around us. It has a unique power to alter our understanding of what we have, shifting our focus from deficiency to abundance. This transformation occurs not by changing external circumstances, but by reframing our inner narrative. Gratitude allows us to recognize that what we possess is not merely enough, but deeply meaningful, fostering a sense of contentment that transcends material wealth or external validation. Human perception is naturally drawn to gaps, to what is missing or unattained. This tendency is deeply ingrained and often amplified by societal pressures. From an early age, we are conditioned to equate happiness with acquisition, be it possessions, achievements, or relationships. We measure our worth and success by what we have in comparison to others or against an ever-shifting standard of more yet. This constant striving creates a persistent feeling of lack, a gnawing sense that we are always falling short. Gratitude offers a profound shift in perspective, one that dismantles this narrative of scarcity. It encourages us to pause and take stock of what is already present in our lives, to see the fullness that exists beneath the surface of our daily experiences. What we often dismiss as mundane or insufficient becomes, through the lens of gratitude, a source of wonder and appreciation. A simple meal becomes a celebration of nourishment, a shared laugh becomes a moment of deep connection. Even the challenges we face reveal opportunities for growth and resilience. This shift is not superficial, it goes to the very core of how we relate to the world. Gratitude teaches us that abundance is not a measure of quantity but of awareness. It is not about how much we have, but how deeply we appreciate what we have. This understanding transforms our relationship with material possessions, freeing us from the relentless pursuit of accumulation. When we are grateful, we see that true wealth lies not in having everything, but in cherishing the gifts that are already ours. The alchemy of gratitude is particularly striking in how it reframes challenges and hardships. In the absence of gratitude, difficulties can feel overwhelming, reinforcing a sense of lack and inadequacy. We see obstacles as barriers to our happiness, as evidence that life is unfair or insufficient. Gratitude, however, offers a different lens. It allows us to see challenges as integral parts of our journey, as experiences that shape us and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world. A failure becomes a lesson, a loss becomes an opportunity to cherish what remains, and a struggle becomes a testament to our strength and perseverance. This ability to find value even in adversity does not negate the pain or difficulty of these experiences. Gratitude is not about denying or diminishing our struggles, it is about holding them alongside an awareness of the good that persists. It is about seeing the silver thread woven through even the darkest times, recognizing that moments of hardship often coexist with moments of grace. This perspective does not make challenges easier, but it does make them more bearable, offering a sense of meaning and context that helps us endure. Gratitude also changes the way we approach relationships. In our interactions with others, it is easy to focus on what we wish they would do differently, on the ways they fall short of our expectations. This focus creates distance and dissatisfaction, eroding the bonds that connect us. Gratitude, however, shifts our attention to what we appreciate about others, their kindness, their efforts, their presence in our lives. It reminds us that relationships are not about perfection, but about connection, about the shared experiences that enrich our lives and teach us to love and be loved. This shift in focus extends to how we view ourselves. Just as we often fixate on the flaws and shortcomings of others, we are quick to criticize ourselves, to see only what we lack or have failed to achieve. Gratitude helps us cultivate self-compassion by highlighting our strengths, our progress, and the qualities that make us unique. It encourages us to celebrate who we are, not in spite of our imperfections, but because of them. This self-acceptance creates a foundation for genuine confidence and peace, allowing us to move through the world with greater ease and authenticity. The transformative power of gratitude lies in its simplicity. It does not require dramatic changes or grand gestures, it begins with noticing. It is in the act of paying attention, of consciously shifting our focus from what is missing to what is present. This practice, though small, has a ripple effect, touching every aspect of our lives. It influences how we see the world, how we relate to others, and how we understand ourselves. By changing our perception, gratitude also changes our reality. It reveals the abundance that exists all around us, abundance that was always there but often overlooked. It reminds us that what we have is enough, that who we are is enough. In this way, gratitude is not just an emotion, but a way of seeing a perspective that transforms scarcity into sufficiency, discontent into contentment, and ordinary moments into extraordinary gifts. Gratitude has the remarkable ability to act as a catalyst for profound personal transformation. While often perceived as a fleeting emotion or polite acknowledgement, gratitude is, in truth, a deeply rooted state of being that has the power to reshape our inner world. When embraced fully, it shifts our mental, emotional, and spiritual landscapes, fostering a sense of clarity and purpose that transcends superficial concerns. Gratitude becomes not just a reaction to life, but a way of engaging with it, opening doors to greater understanding, peace, and fulfillment. The transformative nature of gratitude begins with the way it alters our thought patterns. The human mind, left to its own devices, has a tendency to dwell on problems, flaws, and what is lacking. This negativity bias is an evolutionary trait, designed to help us recognize and address threats. However, in modern life, this bias often manifests as a chronic focus on shortcomings, both in ourselves and the world around us. Gratitude disrupts this cycle by redirecting our attention to what is good, valuable, and meaningful. It is not a denial of difficulties, but an intentional choice to balance them with appreciation for life's gifts. This mental shift creates a ripple effect, influencing not only how we think, but also how we feel. Gratitude fosters positive emotions such as joy, contentment, and hope, which in turn enhance our overall well-being. These emotions are not merely fleeting states, but building blocks of a more resilient and optimistic outlook on life. When we practice gratitude regularly, we train our minds to seek out the good in every situation, even amidst challenges. This practice does not eliminate hardship, but equips us with the emotional resources to navigate it with greater grace and fortitude. Gratitude also transforms the way we perceive and interact with others. In the absence of gratitude, relationships can become transactional, focused on what we receive rather than what we share. This mindset fosters a sense of entitlement or dissatisfaction, as we measure others against our expectations and perceive their shortcomings more readily than their contributions. Gratitude, however, shifts our perspective. It encourages us to notice and appreciate the efforts, kindness, and presence of those around us. This recognition deepens our connections, fostering mutual respect and understanding. When we express gratitude to others, it creates a feedback loop of positivity. A sincere thank you or acknowledgement can strengthen bonds, build trust, and inspire generosity. The act of expressing gratitude not only benefits the recipient, but also reinforces our own sense of abundance and interconnectedness. This cycle of giving and receiving creates a foundation for more meaningful and harmonious relationships, both personal and professional. The transformative power of gratitude extends beyond individual relationships to encompass our broader view of the world. In a culture that often glorifies competition, acquisition, and comparison, gratitude offers a counter-narrative. It shifts our focus from scarcity to abundance, from striving to sufficiency. This shift is not about settling for less, but about recognizing that fulfillment comes not from having more, but from appreciating what we already have. Gratitude reframes success, not as an endless pursuit, but as a recognition of the richness already present in our lives. This perspective is particularly liberating in a world that constantly tells us we are not enough. Advertisements, social media, and societal norms perpetuate the idea that we must achieve, acquire, and improve to be worthy of happiness. Gratitude disrupts this narrative by affirming our inherent worth and the value of the life we are living. It reminds us that we are not defined by external measures of success, but by the depth of our engagement with the world around us. Gratitude also has a profound impact on our spiritual well-being. At its core, gratitude is an acknowledgement of connection to ourselves, to others, and to the larger forces that sustain us. It invites us to see life as a gift rather than a given, to approach each moment with a sense of wonder and reverence. This perspective fosters humility, as we recognize that much of what we cherish comes from beyond ourselves. It also fosters a sense of responsibility, as we feel compelled to give back to the world that has given so much to us. This spiritual dimension of gratitude often leads to a greater sense of purpose. When we are grateful, we are more attuned to the needs of others and more motivated to contribute to their well-being. Gratitude inspires acts of kindness, generosity, and service, not as obligations, but as natural expressions of our appreciation for life. These acts, in turn, deepen our sense of connection and meaning, creating a virtuous cycle that enriches both ourselves and those around us. The transformation brought about by gratitude is not instantaneous but gradual, unfolding over time as we integrate this practice into our daily lives. It begins with small moments of awareness, pausing to appreciate a sunrise, expressing thanks to a friend, savoring a meal, and expands into a way of being. As gratitude becomes a habit, it shapes our attitudes, our choices, and our relationships, guiding us toward a life of greater authenticity and fulfillment. This transformation is not about changing who we are, but about uncovering the best within us, revealing a depth of character and capacity for joy that may have been obscured by the distractions and demands of daily life.